Hello everybody, Mr. Pilgrim here, coming at you with a brand new Platinum Trophy Guide, and that is going to be for the remaster or remake of the old school SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom game that originally came out on PS2. I was so happy to see that they remade this game, and it was the original team who had remade it. It made my heart. So from here, we're basically just going to be going over details and things. Now for your first, probably, there'll be a certain point in the game that you'll reach, and then you'll be like, okay, here we can stop and now go back to. So basically, as you'll see, this is the map right here. You'll see this every single time you pause the game when you're not in anything important. You can see all the levels that you can go to and play. And basically, the last level that you have is going to be at the Chum Bucket. That'll be over to the left. But for now, just focus on playing through the game and stuff like that. Now, I do want to recommend that you play this game on the most up-to-date version, as there are a couple of trophies and glitched things that happened when the game came out that stopped people from getting certain trophies that came with an update. So as long as you're playing in the most recent version of the game, then you should be fine. But as you can see, that it's basically just like how the original was.
I make myself a snack, but there's no time!
But yeah, so basically this is going to be kind of a platformer game.
It shines!
And all you're going to want to do is basically just play through the game. You'll pick up the currency, which is these weird little
I make myself
flowers.
a snack, but there's no time!
And then you're basically just to go through, and as you'll see, you'll find things that you can interact with and do. You also learn how to do things while in the tutorial, as well as when you take damage
Fresh
and
like a
things like
spring
that.
breeze!
So as you play through this tutorial area, you just want to do everything, as that will allow you to basically get the first trophy in the game, and you're also going to grab your first golden spatula right here for having 50 of the shinies, I think is what they're specifically called. By the end of this guide, you will have gotten all of the
Maybe a
golden
little bounce on the
spatulas,
old
and then
bed.
you will also get one more thing. Last room that you'll have to go into is here. There are going to be interactable buttons and things like that that you can
This is where I keep all my old comic books.
But yeah. But when you're here in the as I'm trying to remember, in the tutorial area, but yeah, basically you're just going to want to try and hit every button and interact with everything here in the tutorial area.
This is where I keep all my old comic books. This is where I keep all my old comic books.
Here you'll get your first
Patrick needs to do
collectible
laundry.
sock. And then another thing is, you also learn moves and things like that that you can do. So like I said, while you're here in the tutorial area, just make sure that you get everything that you can. And then once you have done that, you will get the trophy time for tutorial.
Maybe a little bounce on the old bed.
And then we can now finally leave SpongeBob's house and enter the main area, or one of the main 3 areas. Alright, so here in the main area you have a couple of things that you can do and places to go. One will be over here to the left, but you need 5 spatulas for. The other one, which is the first one that you'll go to, is Jellyfish Fields. And then another one will be over here.
Hey, SpongeBob! I just dropped by to get...
Bubble butt.
You see, you're going to need to learn some new bubble-blowing moves if...
But, all I need to do is figure out how to get...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Something about new bubble...
Right! Press this button, and you'll launch yourself straight up in the air with...
Anyways, so as you are in this little tutorial area, there is one character you normally can't
SpongeBob,
interact with.
this flapping robot crisis is making the Krusty Krab lose money like a sinking ship. But because you're gullible, I'm gonna help you out. And of course, make a small profit in return.
Now, Mr. Krabs is one of the characters that you can bring shiny objects back to. And you can get a couple of gold spatulas from him. But like I said, there's a couple of things here in the tutorial area that you'll get and find. One of the first ones that you'll be doing is this little puzzle. As you'll see, pretty simple. This will take you up
Now
here.
I can wear 4 pairs of underwear. This is great.
You'll get your
I
first
feel like a new
upgrade,
sponge.
and you'll get your second golden spatula. Now from here, you're probably wondering, well, there's at least one character who's missing right now in this little area, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Hey, Patrick.
So if you come over to
What's
Patrick,
one...
Oh,
Well,
they're more lost. A bunch of...
sure thing, Patrick.
Okay, then.
You mean spat...
Bless you.
but yeah,
Another
so
find
every
for
10
Patrick.
socks that you get and bring back to Patrick, he will give you a golden spatula. So you will need to get all of
Living
these socks,
under a rock. Now that's the life.
and then
I
as
love
well
opening presents. Cha-ching!
as getting all of the socks and golden spatulas will basically be a part of getting the platinum trophy. And there are only a couple that can be missed, but I think you can go back for, so do not worry about that. And like always, in these tutorial areas, might as well spend as much time as you can in them real quick. We're going to enter Squidward's house. And like I said, here's the character that
Those stupid robots ruined up...
I am
was
so
gonna talk
sorry,
about.
Squidward.
Oh,
Squidward,
why don't you move to another town?
Alright, so
I didn't know
basically what you
Squidward
want
had
to
a
do
lamp. I didn't know Squidward had a lamp.
You're in...
is basically you're just going
You're
to talk to Squidward a
You're
couple
in.
of times. I believe it's
You're
10 or so times.
You're in... You're in...
And then you will get
You're
the
in.
annoying Squidward trophy.
You're in my light. You're in my light.
There you go.
You're
Actually,
in my
it is
light.
Are You Ready Now, not Annoying Squidward. That'll be the second trophy of the game that you will get. So now we can move on. As you'll see though, some of these shiny objects will be worth more than others. So just keep that in mind. You will need to be accruing these throughout your entire playthrough of the game, as you'll need to spend certain random various amounts of them as you play on certain things like doors, buying golden spatulas, you know, all that good jazz. So now that we're basically done with the tutorial area, we're going to be heading to Jellyfish Fields. Alright, so now that we are here in the first official level of the game, Jellyfish Fields, I'm going to be trying to cut out as much as I can and leave the exploring and stuff like that to you and just show you what's important and then stuff like that. As of right now, there's really nothing that you're going to miss while playing through and exploring the level. Like I said, just trying to get all the spatulas and socks that you can while playing through each level, or if you ever need to, you can always go back and re-explore these areas when you have new abilities and other characters that you can play as there's 2 more that you can unlock, but I'm not going to spoil that just yet. So yeah. Alright, so the first 2 things that you can get in Jellyfish Fields is if you come all the way over here, you'll eventually see that there is a little pit over here, and then there is a little path branching off over here to the right. Over here, if you drop down and follow this little area down here, you can find your first sock of Jellyfish Fields. And then if you're really daring, you can try and jump and go for this spatula here. I do believe that you can't get it anymore, but they used to have it where you could. But you'll be able to get that later on, so yeah. Alright, so from the bridge that you have to buy, if you'll just follow the path that I take, this will lead you to the bungee jump for the golden spatula. Pretty straightforward path. Do note that the jellyfish will hurt you. But as you are making your way through the game, you'll get more familiar with how SpongeBob works and all of that. Do note, if you do happen to die, you don't lose your shinies or anything like that. You'll just save those, and you'll just have to defeat all of the enemies. But once you get the spatula, you can now leave. And be on our merry little way. So, like always, I'm going to stop right here and then show you the way to the next thing. Alright, so from here the path is pretty straightforward. There's nothing too major. Once again, this is a game where you'll have to get things and then come back for things that you can't do right now. So just keep that in mind. As you'll see, there's a couple things scattered throughout here that you're just like, I wonder when I'll get that, and then you'll probably forget or remember later on and be like, oh yeah, I now can go back for that. So just keep that in mind, and you'll basically just follow the path that I take. Enemies here aren't too hard or hit too hard, so you should have plenty of time to learn and get better at the game. Here you'll have a little thing that likes to
You've just met the Sponginator.
be a bit annoying. Here you'll have your first duplicator, which will basically just spit out robots until you are done. You'll also have access to your first teleport box, which is those boxes that you can warp between, and you will have your second gold spatula of Jellyfish Fields. So yeah. Alright, so now moving on to Jellyfish Caves. Alright, so immediately after heading to Jellyfish Caves, you'll actually be allowed to do the little sliding game. There is a sock that you can actually get by playing this, and you can always warp back or come back to do this at any point in time. But there's the sock right there.
That was a ton of
There,
fun.
like I said, there's another one
sometime.
that you'll have to get, so if you don't, you can always, like I said, warp back like so, and then retry. It's basically just about jumping at the right time.
I love opening presents.
As you'll see right here. And making sure that your speed and jump is just right. Otherwise, you'll have to probably work on this a couple of times, like I am. as it is kind of very specific on the exact timing of when you jump and all that. And do remember, you always have that double jump, so don't be afraid to like try and do it at the right point in time. Also, holding forward the whole time will definitely make sure that it pays off. Otherwise, you'll be like me, like right now, and be stuck. So as you're going up, hold forward. There you go. So grab that and get your next sock. And then you'll also reach a checkpoint right here. So the main goal of this next area is just going to be to take out those duplicators, and then you'll probably meet up with Patrick. Alright, but after that little intersection, you'll meet up with Patrick and can now play as Patrick, and you'll also get your 5th golden spatula of the game. Now, there is a trophy related to Patrick, and that is to defeat 100 robots with Patrick.
Woo! Up we go!
As you can see, not too hard to do. You can also lock on with thrown objects and stuff like that.
Ooh, wooden
yeah.
presents.
Patrick isn't too hard.
Pretty sparkly thingy.
You will also be able to switch between SpongeBob and Patrick at certain points in time, so do keep that in mind.
Uh-oh, this one goes boom. Fail!
But, like I said,
Hey, you
just playing through the
barnacle
game
head!
will basically just be a breeze, so don't worry about that.
Cannonball!
Now we can finally head inside.
Ooh, scary dark cave.
And basically just head on through the level. Like I said, mainly just want to focus on worrying about playing through the game and then getting familiar with, you know, all the characters and stuff like that. Like I said, you can always come back for things that you were missing, so do keep that in mind. Oh, dang.
Oh!
As you can see, a little bit of platforming.
Clean as a whistle.
This area isn't too bad, as you can see.
Ouch! That's much better.
There's plenty of underwear scattered throughout, so you
I don't think
shouldn't
SpongeBob's underwear fits quite right.
be so bad. You can also use the watermelons to stand on and get up to harder to reach areas, like so. But yeah, this game shouldn't be too terrible or too hard of a platinum trophy to get. It's mainly just going to be, you know, remembering to get all the collectibles and things like that.
Ooh! Clean as a whistle.
Do be careful though, as the exploding pikis will
That's
actually
much
deal
better.
damage to you. And yeah, another thing to remember now that you can play as Patrick is you can throw these ice cubes and it will freeze the water. Now you can come over here and grab
Hey, this is
sock
mine!
and anything else that you want. Do remember that you can do this at the start of the level as well. Now we're finally in an area with some robots, so while we're Patrick, we might as well
A robot go boom!
deal with them and work towards getting the trophy. It's not too hard.
Oh!
And as you're going through the area,
Clean as a whistle.
you know, here we're gonna have some puzzle that we're gonna have to deal with to take out everything. So you'll basically just want to have to maneuver yourself in a way that works. So yeah. So, small puzzle to maybe save yourself some time. If I didn't have to lock on, that would be nice, but I guess I just can't. Ah, I see.
Ouch! Oh! I don't think SpongeBob's underwear fits quite right. Oh!
Ah, okay. I get it now.
Sure gotta carry
So
a
if
lot
you
of
do the
stuff
jump
around.
and throw, okay.
Ouch!
There we go. Finally figured it out. So now we can come over and grab
Oh
our
boy,
next
oh boy, oh
spatula
boy.
and finally be on our merry little way. Almost died for it, but that's okay. Can now finally leave the jellyfish caves. Alright, so once you're now outside of the caves, you'll basically have a new enemy to fight and deal with,
Tartar sauce!
who will shoot tartar sauce at you and can also take a couple of hits to deal with. Like I said, if you end up dying or getting defeated, you'll just reload back to your last checkpoint and keep all of your shinies
Hey,
and stuff like
what
that.
just happened?
Like it didn't even happen.
Oh! Ooh. Oh, hey, my back feels better. Ouch!
2 hits is a little tough for an enemy, but we will manage.
That's much better.
Plenty
This
of
one goes boom.
underwear around the map for us, so we can take some hits.
Clean as a whistle. Hello, Miss.
Hello, Pat.
Oh,
I found a golden...
show.
So Mrs. Puff will have us do a thing over here that will need us to get a golden spatula.
Oh!
So basically you just have to destroy all
I
of
don't
these
think SpongeBob's
buildings.
underwear fits quite right.
Pretty simple.
Ouch!
You have to be kind of close whenever you're stunning the enemies for
That's
it to count.
much better.
Do note that landing on them will, I guess, just instantly destroy them. But once you've destroyed all of the buildings and stuff like that, then you will now be able to come and collect the next golden
Oh
spatula.
boy, oh boy, oh boy!
And anything else that suits your fancy. But now we can finally be on our way. And here is a bus stop. This will allow you to swap between the characters. But for now, we're basically just going to play through. Like I said, we're trying to work on getting the trophy
I will
for
crush
defeating
them!
100 enemies as SpongeBob or Patrick, or as Patrick. So for now, just continue playing as Patrick until you absolutely have to.
Ooh, a present in every one!
And just keep progressing through the area.
I don't think SpongeBob's underwear fits quite right. Oh! Oh! Ouch! Oh! Again! Again!
These tartar sauce enemies definitely hurt. The rest are pretty easy,
Clean as a whistle.
but we'll go for the challenge.
Oh!
So once again, this is another thing that you'll need another ability for, which you'll get later on. So from here, we're just going to be carrying on.
That's
Find
much
another
better.
checkpoint. This area doesn't really have that many secrets.
Ah! Tartar sauce! Oh!
Make sure that you're just playing as safe as you can sometimes,
Clean as a whistle.
and proceed through the area. This,
I don't think
you'll just need
SpongeBob's
to
underwear
activate the
fits quite
exploding
right.
bikini,
Ouch!
and that will allow you to
Ouch!
finally get inside. And now we can buy the next door that we need to with 150 shiny objects, which you should easily have by this point. And we're almost to the end of the level. Got a little bit further to go, but
That's
we're
much
getting there.
better.
As you'll get more used to how the enemies behave, you'll then eventually get used to how they attack, as you'll see.
Oh! Clean as a
Let me
whistle.
grab a underwear, and if we come over here, we can grab the next sock.
Oh, goody, another one.
If you happen to fall down, that's perfectly fine, as you'll just end up back here where Mrs. Puff was. Feels like we're slow, but we're not. We can just use the belly attack.
I don't think SpongeBob's underwear fits quite right.
And just make our way back. Like I said, for the most part, most of the trophies in this game are unmissable. Like I said, the ones that were glitched have been fixed, so playing on the most up-to-date version of the game is going to be the most beneficial. But yeah, the rest of the trophies that aren't collectible related are just going to be story related, so you aren't going to miss them because you'll get them by playing through the levels and doing things in each level. So yeah. Now that we're finally back to where we are, we can see that there's another sock hidden over there. But that's okay, we're just going to be moving on. Until we can make our way over to it. Come grab
That's
this
much better.
underwear. We'll probably just skip past the tartar sauce enemy. And like I said, probably come down and finally grab that sock.
So shiny. Have you been lonely out there
That'll
all
be number
alone?
8. From here we can now finally come up. And as you'll see,
Don't look down, Patrick. Don't look down. Ah, I looked.
plenty of enemies to get or to work on getting the trophy for. If you don't have it after a certain point in time, like I said, you can always go back and replay levels to get it. It's not like you are forced to have to do it in one go. I just like to try and make it easier on myself. And we'll switch back to SpongeBob now. Here we'll have a new ability that we can learn. The wall jump. Thought I seen something.
Tartar sauce! The horror!
And we will have our next golden spatula. That will be number 8. Don't know what this dude in headphones is doing, but he can do him, you know. But now we're probably going to be heading to the last spot of Jellyfish Fields, the mountaintop. Alright, so now we're going to be going on to fight our first boss of the game, and that is going to be the Jellyfish King. As you'll see, he is taking a nice little bath. Basically, what you'll want to do is just have him do his ability to land, and then you'll hit him. You'll just need to do that a couple of times.
I feel like a new sponge. Ouch!
Basically just wanting him to do that one ability while his shield is down.
Fresh like a spring breeze.
He'll then just spit out more jellyfish.
Take that!
Pretty easy boss fight, I will say. The timing is a little bit off, or a little bit specific, so do keep that in mind.
Ow!
And also the arena is a little small. But once you have defeated him, you will then
I feel like a new sponge.
gotten the trophy Jellyfish Jam.
Oh, sparkly!
And from here we can now leave the area and be
I
on
love
our
opening
way.
presents.
If you take this little side area here. Whoa. I guess I skipped a bit of the map. Alright, now we can actually properly leave the stage with one last little slide. Gonna avoid the exploding tikis to, you know, not take damage. This is just gonna mainly be a straightforward path. And then you'll have one last little golden spatula that we can grab at the end of the level. Boom, just like that, we will have gotten number 9. And there's not really anything else here for us that we need to do and or worry about.
See,
Come
no
talk to
problem.
Larry.
You
And we can now finally be on our way and we can exit the level. But anyways, that has been the first video in our Platinum Trophy Guide for the SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Like I said, do remember that you can always come back for most of the collectibles later on, whenever you have more characters and abilities that you can use at your disposal for things that you have missed, like you see that sock off to my left. Well, you can easily go back for that now if you find a bus stop and then switch to Patrick. You know, just simple things like that will easily be rewarding to come back for, or you can always just wait until the end of the game and then just do a full cycle clear of all the levels that you knew you missed things in. But this has been Mr. Pilgrim, and I will see you all in the next video.